Hey everyone. So like I mentioned earlier in my videos, there is a topic that we actually need to talk about today. And that is the scam, that is the Xenogears banner. Now you all might have noticed already what atrocities Gumi has done to us. And this video pretty much just is to iterate what they did to us. And I'm trying to not rant too much about it. But yeah, I mean, let's just call it out while we're at it. This is just pure greed and disrespect towards the players what Gumi has done here. I wouldn't even put this on Gumi. It's probably someone at Square Enix who just hates not only Xenogears, but also the players and just really doesn't care about player retention at all. So, yeah. I mean, this is one of the things I am going to go through in a bit in this video. I'm trying to keep this below 10 minutes, so let's dive right in. So, what did they cut from this banner? First things first, the special shop, right, where we used to get 100 shards for these units. Now, as you can see, I already bought the shards, but if you didn't, you can check this out. You can only buy 50, so you will have a 10 over here instead of the usual 20. Now, this may be pretty cool for those who are short on VIP coins, but the truth is, we got shafted, because instead of the usual 100 shards that units such as Lara Croft got, that we could get for Chao, that we could get for Shuyi, that we could get for the Trials of Mana stuff, etc, etc. All of those units, time-limited units, they had 100 VIP coin shards right off the get-go, were available right away, and it isn't for this one. For God knows what reason. What makes Xenogears so special? Nothing. It's just another collab. And I mean, yes, people were hyped about this, but what makes this stand out so much? Yeah, there is a vision world attached to it. So what? There was a vision world attached to Trials of Mana too, and those units, they are great. Angela is still the best mage we have. And out of all the units we got from Trials of Mana, only one, and that is Angela, sticks around. And the same applies to this. Only one unit will stick around, and that is Graf. I mean, technically speaking, I could and I probably will use Fei in a few budget runs for the next 1 or 2 weeks until the banner is done, where I will stop using Fei because people may not have him, and thus it's not going to be a budget run anymore. But yeah, the only unit that is going to stick from this banner is Graf. And it just feels bad to only get 50 shards, but it doesn't end there, because usually we'd get these fragments as well from over here, right? So for 1100 lapis, there's not a single shard available for neither it nor Graf. So that's the third thing they screwed us over with, because remember what? Remember, we only get 30 login shards. So those 30 login shards, they are essentially zero until the very day we are getting the shard dungeon. And if you remember, shard dungeon was in January, so the earliest we are looking at is April. So do you really want to wait 2 months to EX+, let me check, EX+2 your Graf? Yeah, I mean, you could, and he's still gonna be somewhat relevant, but there will be units, Kane, Knights of Grandchild, for example, and whatever global units we'll be getting. So chances are that by the time you get EX+2 Graf in 2 months, when the next shard dungeon arrives, and one should add 2 months and 10 days, no, 14 days, because you need the full length of the shard dungeon to make it anything useful. Yeah. Cool, isn't it? So 2 months, 14 days of shard dungeon until you can finally use and utilize your Graf. That's awesome, right? Isn't it? And it's just bad. Now, But things don't end here. It's only getting worse. For those of you who spend money on the game, which I highly suggest not doing, it's really just for those that have money in abundance. Like, I'm openly admitting I have a lot of money that I don't need, so I'm fine with spending it on FFBE. But even I haven't bought these bundles yet, for example. And usually these bundles, or the shirts, they are in these adamantite chests with the 13k lapis instead. They're bundled with these. Now, this wasn't the case with Chow, and that set a very, very bad precedent. But they just keep going. They debundled the shards from the only good bundle they ever had and thought to themselves, how can we monetize players, or how can we squeeze, let's put it this way, squeeze more money out of players? And the solution was apparently, well, let's just debundle the shards and offer absolute crap with it for a price tag that is absolutely unreasonable. Like, what good does 2 Neovisions do? Like, the chances of you getting what you want is absolutely minuscule. I think with all of the Neovisions we have, we can check the rates actually. We can actually check the rates on this, and you will see that your chances of getting something that you really want are super slim. There, 1.4 chance to get what you want. You're never getting that 8 or graph. You must be one of the luckiest players to get that 1.4% chance to get that graph or 8. Well, graph, because nobody wants 8, honestly. But point stands. You get 2 chances at graph and 8. Yeah, cool story, bro. But realistically, what you're getting is yourself is another, I don't know, Yoshikiri, Gebrand, Firion, Cloud, Rain. All those useless units you don't want anymore. But the chances for actually getting the units that you want, very, very slim. And it gets only worse when you consider, like, take me for example. I would like Graf, I would like Lena, I would like Dorgan, I would like Tybus. So those are 1, 2, 3, 4 units. 4 units multiplied by 1.44 chance, make it 1.5 to round it off. That's 6% chance. It's a 94% chance, on the other hand, to get something I don't want. You see? Statistics. Those 2 tickets, those 2 NV polls that you get, absolutely useless. They won't help you. And they are overpricing this so badly that it's just not fun anymore. And even though I am spending money on the game, I will probably never end up buying this bundle. It's just overpriced, it's useless, it's bad. And it's only limit 1. That's the other thing, because usually you could buy 2 of these bundles and get 100 shards. Now, cool thing, you can buy 3 of those. I'm still not going to, because I'm bitter about this whole banner. But usually, limit 2, 100 shards, fine. Absolutely good. I bought this bundle multiple times in the past. I would have, if it were still the case, if it had shards in it. It doesn't. And things don't end here. They also promised, Shaylee promised us EX+1 Fei for free. But we are missing 25 shards. Unless she didn't mention that we had to buy those 25 shards from the VIP coins, which I wouldn't consider free anymore because we are not getting enough VIP shards to get Fei. How dumb and how bad of a developer and company do you have to be to miss something so crucial? I just don't get it. And we're very close to 10 minutes, so I'm sorry if we're not making the below 10 minute mark, because there's still one topic I do want to really touch on about, and that is player retention. Now, I don't know if you're versed in marketing and all that stuff. I had this at university. I used to work at a PR agency and had some marketing activities attached to it. It has been quite a while ago, 10 years ago to be specific, but I still have a few colleagues of mine working in marketing, and at the company I work at, well, it's in real estate. We still do marketing to a certain degree that is rather, well, it uses the same methods as before, as 10 years old. Those methods never change. And one of those things is retention, keeping your customers. And especially keeping your customers somewhat happy, while also at least giving them the perception of value. None of this can be seen here. And there are really good studies that have been released in the last couple of years that really touch upon the importance of player retention and keeping players engaged. Now, one could argue that riling up and actively causing shitstorms on the internet is a good way to market your game, force engagement, force players to discuss things on community boards, Reddit, Discord, my YouTube video, for example. And that drives, to some degree, monthly active users, because people want to log in, want to really check out, is it really that bad, etc., etc. And those studies, they reveal that if you do that, yes, you are getting a slight surge in sales potentially and in player monthly active users, MAU. However, the downside is, due to the negative PR that you have, and some very old folklore says that there is no negative PR, it's always good PR, no matter how bad it actually is. Things have changed with social media and all that stuff. And whenever you are hit by something this bad, you're in for a bad time. And if you guys are interested in all of these studies, I can make another video where we really deep dive into a couple of studies that I'm going to pick out, present to you, tell you how to read those statistics, the t-tests and all they use, because this is really on an academic level and you may not be versed in academic papers. So I am a master degree student. I am finishing my master soon. Woo! And I'm pretty good at all that stuff, I might say. I always got super good grades at all that paper stuff and writing papers myself. So I do understand the mechanics behind this. And I gladly share all my knowledge about this stuff with you guys if you like to hear about this. But yeah, the point I'm trying to make is, whoever made the decision to screw players over this badly does not understand the importance of player retention. People have been up in arms for the last couple of weeks, be it that global exclusive vision card we've gotten. While I appreciated the card, I can totally see why people are mad about the card, because it was walled behind a very steep price bundled with a unit that isn't really that good, Toolian, so to speak. The other thing is missing upgrades. I personally don't care about Xu Yi and that she didn't get her upgrades, because personally I would not have used her unless the upgrades to her were that significant that she's all of a sudden super meta, which almost never happened in the past. So I was kind of, yeah, let people be mad about this. I understand their sentiment. I share it to some degree. I would have loved some Xu Yi buffs personally because I love the sprite of hers. But I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. But at this point, with all of the skipped upgrades, like since I already talked about it, Bard had some superb upgrades. And we're also missing Fei's upgrades, which were not carried over from JP. Fei could have been a lot better than he is on the global server. And it just leaves a very sour taste. And the community is already very mad. At least certain parts of the community. I've read a lot of comments on Reddit lately. People linked it to me. I'm not really active on Reddit anymore. But I've seen a few topics, and I mean, I share their sentiment in that regard. Gumi is just messing up, and whoever makes these calls should be asking himself if he's right for the job anymore, because he isn't. Everything that person, be it a Gumi employee or a Square Enix employee, stop doing this crap. You're hurting the game's not only economy, but also the player base. And some people may be already at the literal straw that broke the camel's back. I personally am considering stopping to spend a single penny. I will not buy the Seeker of Powers Platinum chest. I just don't. I'd rather have my EX+2 graph, and I can show you how close I am and how tempting it is for me to EX plus 3 my graph. I am literally 50 shards away. So I have the choice. Do I really want to spend 40 euros for that crap bundle and give Square Enix / Gumi that satisfaction that they ripped me off? Or do I want to stay strong and just wait it out for 2 months until we get the Fragment Dungeon, plus 10 days to EX plus 3 my graph? And I'm honestly really considering the latter here, that I'm just waiting this out, because I feel like EX plus 2 graph is fine as is. The 500 static attack at the end of the day, at 14k attack, they won't matter as much, truth be told. So, yeah, whoever's making these calls, stop making them. You're bad at your job. And get your head out of your ass with this stuff, because at the end of the day, you're not helping. You're not helping anyone. You're not helping your company's economy, and you're not helping the game at all, because the game is in a bad place with things like this. So yeah, that's my rant. I'm sorry to be this negative about this. I was really hyped for Xenogears. I wanted the banner to be good. I am still enjoying World of Visions. It's still a great event and all of that. I have to give credit where credit is due. The event is good, but that's on Alum, because Alum made this event. Gumi just copied it over. So yeah, that is it from me. Thank you all for watching. See you tomorrow for my graph review and a few budget guides. Bye bye.